I understand my old friend Seton Motley is at the Conservative Political Action Committee, which is today and tomorrow. I was going to be broadcasting from there, but my health is rather marginal today, so I didn't want to show up. Have I reached the argument desk at CPAC?
First of all, it's the Conservative Political Action Conference, not committee. We're much bigger than just a committee.
So this is the argument desk.
Yes, it is the argument desk. How are you? So I'm sorry you're under the weather.
You don't know that old Monty Python routine?
Yes. Oh, this is abuse. I'm sorry. You win an argument. This is abuse. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sorry. Well,
this isn't arguments. You're just contradicting me.
At least you have some cheese.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So, Seton, what's going on at CPAC?
This parrot has ceased to be.
He's just pining for his pals or whatever.
CPAC is very good. It's unbelievably packed. There's a lot of people bopping around. I got here kind of late today because I had some work to do out back at my joint. But I bopped around, and I think it's even bigger than last year. So I think it's going to be a really cool couple of days.
That's remarkable. I wish I could be there. I had certainly planned on it. We're talking with Seton Motley, lessgovernment.org. Seton, the 3 consecutive losses by Mitt Romney.
Yes.
The last year when I was it 4 years ago? I think it was 4 years ago. I've been at every CPAC for the last 5 years. It's the first one I've missed in a long time. And 4 years ago, there was a bunch of people walking around in dolphin outfits, and they were giving out giant flippers to people with Mitt Romney's name on them.
Right.
Like the flip-flop guy.
Yes.
Is he getting abused that badly today, or are the conservatives starting to form ranks behind the guy?
No.
He's got the billionaires. He's going to be the Republican nominee. There's no doubt about that.
I think there is doubt about it. I think look, the conservative base is not thrilled with Romney. We know this. I don't think it's a fait accompli yet that he's the nominee. I think the Holy Trinity on Tuesday shows that it's not a fait accompli that he's going to be the nominee.
But he's spent more money so far. I mean, or the Political Action Committee, funded by billionaires from Wall Street, has spent more money so far on his campaign.
You're just angry about the billionaires on Wall Street aren't giving more to Obama. That's your problem.
Well, they're actually not. They did 4 years ago. I'll give you that, but they're not this time. And the point is
I can't imagine why they would want to stop.
He has already. Well,
I can't imagine why that would be the case.
I think Dodd-Frank might have something to do with it. But in any case, he has already spent more money just on 2 states, South Carolina and Florida, than John McCain spent in the entire campaign on independent expenditures. I mean, this is, it seems to me like, he's got the bucks, he's got the money. How you really think that Ricky Santorum is going to be the nominee?
I'm telling you that money is at once the most overrated and underrated element in politics. Just because he's raised a ton of money doesn't mean it's a guarantee he's going to be the nominee. I think you guys on the left get way too worked up about the amount of money people raise.
Well, it's 98% of the time the person, on the one hand, 98% of the time the person who spends the most wins. On the other hand,
you just said
the gubernatorial and senatorial race in California showed us that Meg Whitman and Carly Fiorina were not able to buy their elections. So you're right. You're right. I'm just wondering who you think is going to be the nominee.
Oh, I have no idea.
If it's not Romney.
It's so look. It changes from day to day, so it's hard to predict. I think. Look, at the end, I think Santorum, the Iowa thing didn't really give him a second, a real second look.
Right.
I think the three wins on Tuesday are going to cause conservative voters in the Republican primary to actually give them the second look.
But this is a guy who lost his own state by like 14 points.
Yeah, but that was 2006. That was not a very good year to, Bob Casey ran as a pro-life Democrat, and then it turned out he wasn't a pro-life Democrat. He lied his way into office, and he's going to lose again. He's going to lose his seat this year. 2006 was not the best year ever to run as a Republican. So,
this is really the story you guys are telling yourselves.
Well, that's what. Am I incorrect in that assessment of 2006 as not being a very good year?
I don't know. I look at Rick Santorum, and I just see a guy who doesn't seem to me like he has the intellect or the gravitas or the emotional,
Barack
rock
Obama
solidness.
off his teleprompter is a doofus. He's not a smart guy.
I don't believe that's true.
Go search YouTube Obama Flake. I made a video. It's got over 1 million views. Okay. Obama Flake. It shows time and time again how completely unlucid Obama is when he's not reading something.
All right.
He's not a very. I'm tired of hearing about how Rick Santorum's not smart.
You're on the record
not.
and you believe you have proof that Obama's a flake. The question is, who's not a flake on the Republican side?
I think. Well, look, I think Mitt Romney's a smart guy. He's been very successful in business. I think Newt Gingrich is probably the brightest guy to run for president in quite some time. And I think Santorum is perfectly capable intellectually.
I'm surprised I've not heard you mention anybody who's not in the race right now. I mean, if we go into a brokered convention,
because they're not in the race.
Well, if we go to a brokered convention, you don't think that it's going to be Marco Rubio?
We're not going to go to a brokered convention. It's not going to happen.
I don't think so either, and that's why I think it's going to be Mitt Romney. He's already got 3 times more delegates than anybody else.
Yeah, well, but
I realize it's only 100 to 35.
I was going to say that's like being the tallest midget. It's only been 135. 135. You need 1,100 and change to win. So. His big lead now, percentage-wise, is not.
What's the hottest issue that's being what's the red meat that's being tossed around right now by the speakers at CPAC, Seton?
Well, I haven't seen too many of the speakers, but it's what's in the news, which is Obama eviscerating the First Amendment with Obamacare. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. You're
talking now. The First Amendment and Obamacare in the same sentence. You must be making the leap of having the Catholic hospitals
forced to provide services they find morally repugnant.
Right. We actually spent the last hour talking about this. My take on this is that they should have the right to do whatever they damn well please, and so should any other hospital. But before you get to that point, we need to have a national health care system so that those hospitals are operating on the periphery.
Where in the Constitution does it authorize the federal government to provide national health care?
In Article 1, Section 8.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It totally does not.
It's right there in the Constitution.
Excuse me.
Congress shall appropriate money and make laws to provide for the general welfare of the people.
No,
you tell me life is not general welfare?
Wrong.
You are not pro-life, Seton?
If the Founding Fathers wanted the government to provide
health care... I thought you were pro-life.
Tom, shut up and listen for a second.
If you were pro-life, you'd want people to stay alive.
Tom, if the Founding Fathers wanted the government to provide health care, why did it take till Obama in 2009 for the federal government to provide health care?
Seton, do you know the name of the first president to sign into law legislation that provided government-paid health care?
Yeah, it's the military, yes.
No, it wasn't. I'm talking about civilians. Do you know the name of the first president to do so?
Washington.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean he did it.
Then why are you saying that it took until Obama?
Was it a national one-size-fits-all policy?
No.
No, it was not. It was not. It had
there
nothing.
Were only 13 colonies at the time. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's my point. The point is, if the Founding Fathers wanted the government... Look, there's a reason the Constitution...
They did.
No, there is a reason the Constitution mentions a lawyer and doesn't mention a doctor. It's because they wanted the government to provide you a lawyer. They did not want you to provide a doctor.
I would submit to you that the definition of general welfare, the general welfare of the people, has changed over the years as the cost of health care and the sophistication of health care has changed. And I agree.
The Constitution is not a living, breathing document. The Constitution has not changed.
I agree with Scalia that the Constitution is a living document. And
you know what it is? If it's a living, breathing document, the amendment process is the respiratory system. And until they amend the Constitution,
Article 1, Section 8
does not provide for government
general
medicine.
Welfare.
General
it's right there in the preamble.
It's not. That's not the. First of all, that's not an enumerated power of the Constitution.
It absolutely is. It's in Article 1, Section 8.
It's general welfare. It's not enumerated power. It's a general proclamation. Enumerated powers are in Article in 1 through 10, and then 10 says if it ain't here, it doesn't belong in D.C.
That's right.
There is nowhere in 1 through 10 that says
general welfare
government should provide medicine.
How is health not welfare?
Because it's not.
Okay.
Because they would have said health if they said health. They meant welfare.
Seton Motley, it's always good arguing with you, Seton. Thank you for coming by. You fulfilled the argument desk admirably.